Hey guys, Az here. Welcome back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber, and a big fat welcome if you're new around here. In today's video we are continuing on with my A to Z challenge, and we are doing the letter F. Obviously, I always tell you guys that every single time, but I mean, no doubt you already know that coming into the video, so I'm not really sure why I say it. Habit, I guess. Just explaining what video I'm up to. Yeah, I've had a few suggestions for the letter F, and I really loved all of them, but in the end I decided to go with one of my own ideas, and I am doing a ferry terminal. But some real cool suggestions I got was from Natasha, and she suggested doing a fortress farm for forge, foster home, flower shop, or funeral home, and those ideas were so cool. Like I Google every single one of these ideas every single time, just because I think, oh, what could I do with that? So I go looking for inspiration and ideas. And then somebody else, I'm really sorry, I'm going to butcher this name entirely, but if you've watched my other videos, you know that I always do. Sabak. Malkalian, I think. Basically, F for Forest Ranger Station, Factory, Farmhouse, Farmers Market. There's like a really cool skyscraper apparently in London on Fenchurch Street, and I googled it and it was a cool skyscraper, but I was like, that's going to be impossible to do in The Sims. Just the shape of it was kind of quite like flowy, if you know what I mean. And it was probably possible, but at the time I was just like, I will not be able to do it justice. Sorry, but we can't do that. But yeah, I really loved the suggestions that I did get, but in the end I decided to go with my own idea, and that was a ferry terminal. And I think this is the first time that I've done an idea that is my own since basically airport. So it was cool to do something that's come from like my mind for a change again. Although I think church and cemetery, no, that would have been requested. I know Diagon Alley definitely was. That was like one of my most favourite builds I've ever done, so thank you. I'm pretty sure Natasha suggested that one as well, but it was definitely well worth it, because 100% love Harry Potter, 100%. Had a lot of fun with that build. It definitely took me ages and it was like hellish to do. I'm actually thinking about starting another speed build series, to be honest. One in which this I think has been suggested also. Yeah, I'm not very good at original ideas, clearly. No, but it's just that you guys have got some like really cool ideas that I really love to hear about. So no, this one in particular is making builds from like TV shows and movies and stuff like that, like Harry Potter, and like Two Broke Girls, Breaking Bad, you know, that sort of thing, and like recreating builds from those shows in The Sims, which I think could potentially be a bit of fun. It's one that I've been thinking about doing for quite a while though, so I'm not sure. I mean, I've been playing with it for ages, but I'm like on the fence about it, if you know what I mean. Like I'm kind of like, do I, don't I? So yeah, I don't know, let me know if that's what you want. I've also been considering doing building houses for some of my subscribers. I did that once. I had a specific subscriber that I talked to who absolutely made my day one day, and she didn't have lots of packs, so I wanted to do a build just for her with the packs that only she had, and that was really cool. I'd love to do another request like that, so if you guys have got like a specific house that you want me to build, I don't know, maybe let me know what packs you have even, and what sort of a house you want me to build, for how many Sims, male, female, I don't know, tell me your Sims family, and maybe I can have a look at building a house for you. It could be potentially quite a bit of fun. Because, and unfortunately, I hate to admit it, I have been running a bit low on inspiration just recently. I guess the worst of it comes from my partner being away so often at the moment. So the house is a bit quiet. I've gone crazy talking to my cat, who, you know, he's excellent though. I love my pet, as I'm sure everybody does. I grew up rural, so when I was still living at home, we had heaps of animals. We had like 2 dogs, 2 cats, pile of cows, pile of sheep, a couple of pigs, some chickens. I've grown up surrounded by animals, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, do you guys have any pets? My grandma actually once had a horse, to be honest, as well. It wasn't even my grandma's horse. She was just like looking after it for a friend that was on her like property on her farm. But my grandma lived rurally also, except it was sort of up in the ranges in Pyro. If you guys have ever heard of lemon and Pyro at LMP, it comes from Pyro. I don't know if it's an overseas thing though, if I'm being honest. That probably sounds really stupid of me, but I genuinely don't know. But anyway, they lived out in the ranges in Pyro, and they had a horse. And basically we were getting ready to go for a walk out in the native bush where they lived. And I was on this horse in the saddle, and my sister was up on the horse's butt. Just sitting on the rear end, and we were quite young at this stage, but we were slowly heading towards the bush, and the horse slipped on like mud or something. She got spooked, she got freaked out, and she started like running all of a sudden really, really fast. She like galloped away. My sister obviously didn't have much of a grip because she was just sitting on the butt of the horse. So she had her arms wrapped around my waist, and she like was slipping off. Basically, she pulled me off. I somehow landed first though on my collarbone. My sister landed on top of me, and I fractured my collarbone in one movement. But my grandma was really, really good about it. My grandma was actually a nurse at the time, and she made me get back on the horse like pretty much straight away. She made both of us get straight back up on the horse. So I'm like not freaked out by horses at all. I know it wasn't the horse's fault. I know that it was all just an accident, and I know that the horse wouldn't actually try and hurt me. I mean, there are some bitch horses out there. I've just about been kicked in the head by once before, would you believe? I was at my best friend's place, and I literally just bent down to pick up the food bucket, and the horse turned her ass around and kicked out, and my best friend was like, oh my god, and like freaked out, and I just stood up absolutely none the wiser. I swear to god, horses really don't like me, but for some reason I'm like oblivious to it. But yeah, I broke my collarbone, and that day like grandma was, mum and grandma were like, oh, you'll be right, because that's just how they were. They gave me a Panadol, sat me on the swing seat, and just left me be for a couple of hours. They came back to me though, and checked up on me, and I was like, I still really don't feel great. And grandma, that was when she actually had a proper look at me and was like, oh yeah, there's a big old bump on your collarbone. We better get you to the hospital. We might as well, So they drove me, and it was like a half-hour drive, maybe half hour to an hour drive. And yes, they took me to the hospital, and grandma, because she was a nurse, she knew the receptionist, and she was able to, tell us what was going on and why we were being so held up. And apparently there was someone in more need, I suppose, that they were helicoptering a guy in because he'd been in an accident. I'm not sure what the accident was, but there's always someone that's got it worse, or there always seems to be. So yeah, that's why I waited at the hospital for like 3 hours to get an x-ray done, and then my arm put in a sling. But yeah, that is the story about how I broke my collarbone. Not that anybody asked, but hey, here we are. Yeah, about the build. At this point, you've been watching me build a ferry terminal, and I had a lot of fun doing this. I kind of know that in some ships there is they've got this map, and it's not always on the wall. So I wanted to kind of put one on a table, kind of like a map room, you know what I mean? I know it seems kind of like medieval, but it didn't need to be. And I actually really enjoyed building this style of boat, if I'm being honest, or ship or ferry. The one with the two prongy bits at the front. I don't know. I feel like when I did my starter boat or my starter super yacht not so long ago, it was really kind of average, and I think that if I had done something more this shape, it had the potential to look a lot cooler than it actually was. So I'm thinking I might have another crack at that. But who knows? We'll see where I end up, shall we? At the moment, my next build I think is going to be something along the lines of another base game build, because I know a lot of you guys really enjoy my base game builds. So I mean, if you have any requests for that one, let me know. But I'm thinking I'll do like a base game starter. Something really cool, because there's a lot of cool debug items that I can use to really bulk out a starter lot nowadays. So that could be a lot of fun. So we'll try that. But otherwise, I don't really have a lot of ideas, if I'm being honest. My last video that I actually did, it didn't really go down well. Apparently there's a lot less views on that than my normal video, but that I suppose is because it wasn't a speed build, and it was definitely far more chaotic, and actually a lot of fun to do. So that one I'm definitely gonna say right now was 100% more for me. It took me a while to edit down, but I had fun with it. It was more chaotic, and I got to actually have a play with the game for a change, which was a lot of fun, because I literally just brought the Star Wars Journey to Batu pack. It was on special, so spare me the judgment, please. Yeah, I wouldn't if it wasn't on special, but I actually had a lot of fun with it. I would pay full price for it, so don't go thinking that it's worth $30, because it's not. It is worth $15 though. There's definitely more to it than I thought, and I had a lot of fun doing the quests that actually come with it. It feels more like something like Skyrim, you know what I mean? Being able to do would you even call them quests? I'd call them quests. But yeah, it was cool. Not $30 cool, but $15 cool for sure. Yeah, point is I had a lot of fun with it. It was a fun video to build because I got to be a little bit more chaotic and kind of more myself. I find that when I record speed builds, I kind of talk at you guys for a while. It's hard because I love having conversations with people, you know what I mean? So it's like weird. But it is a good thing, I suppose. I've actually found, because sometimes I have to do presentations at work, and I absolutely hate public speaking with a passion. But ever since I've been doing speed builds and talking to you guys online, I suppose through the form of speed builds, I've become a lot more confident and just generally better at public speaking. I'm still not great. I still hate it. But it is now bearable, would you believe? Which I never thought would be, and I'm like, I honestly, I'm really bad at public speaking. Like, I get so nervous, but not so much anymore, because I have started doing this channel, just stuff on here more recently, and it's definitely done a lot to help me. If you struggle with public speaking, like, I'd recommend giving it like maybe a go, because I mean, everyone online doesn't actually know who you are. Like, you guys don't know me, I don't know you. We're just people that met online and now we're friends. So it's like, you know, it's easy. It's no pressure, if you know what I mean. Well, not no pressure, there's a little bit of pressure, but it definitely has helped me. I'll give you that. And I still hate it, you know, public speaking, but it's more bearable. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the build for a little bit longer now, because we're getting to the point now where it's starting to properly take shape. Well, obviously it took shape a while ago, but now you know what's happening in it. Basically, the ferry terminal could have definitely made it a restaurant, and I'm thinking maybe I should have, but I didn't. I'm uploading it as a beach, because it was built in Solani. And because I built it in Solani, I figured more people that download it are guaranteed to have island living as opposed to, you know, dine out. So if you have dine out, you can turn the whole lot into a restaurant. And if you don't, well, then it's a beach already. So that works for you. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I have talked for a very long time today. I hope you didn't mind my random stories in the middle of the video. I'm going to give you all the generic crap now. So thank you so much for watching. I do so appreciate it. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. And I hope you're staying safe during these crazy COVID times. Look after yourselves and, of course, each other. Please do consider subscribing. It really would mean a lot to me. And yeah, that is pretty much it from me. Have a great day, guys. As usual, the lot is available for download in my gallery. Links just down below, and I will talk to you in the next one. Okay, bye.
It's a work in progress, good things go slow. I'm no saint. I fall and you pick me up again. You got your habits, got them too. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with you. Sinking in, and I guess I kinda like that. For the first time, you really got my back. Got your habits, got them too. up with a slow motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mash me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding.
Those medical pills all push me over. I kill my fill 3 times a day. These ethanol fumes won't make me sober. One flame to take the pain away. I caught you lighting matches in the back room. Haters look mad when they pass you. Let's talk about around when it's past due. Reach a glass, do no. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. Take me out of the road. to sleep. Everyone's seen death in their dreams.